Number 65, Springboard. What is this video series and what awesome sauce have I walked into? Top 10 tips for comedians to better learn business. Top 10 business skills that we as working comedians need to have. 65, Springboard. This is a comedic incubator accelerator so that way we can become working comedians. We've front run Art Basel. We are potentially self-installing ourselves into speak at South by Comedy while running an external API into Bitcoin for corporations. You think corporate gigs are boring? Well, guess what? They're way less boring when you're involved in doing the humorous keynote. Thank you for coming to this comedy shtick to then pay by paying yourself the investment of writing down 65 Springboard. Is this a launchpad that's lean for comedians? It is. It is a lean launchpad. Shall we call this lean launchpad Engineering 245, a class you didn't take? Yes. Am I stealing Steve Blank's jokes? You don't even know who Steve Blank is, and by mentioning him, I'm now crediting him for a joke while putting money in my pocket like a pimp. Put it in my pocket, pimp. Am I ripping Robert Kiyosaki? Little bit. Springboard, lean launchpad, winning while being hilarious. Comment with what you have found to be worth 1 year of tuition at school. Comment one thing that you recall. 65, Springboard. I'm asking for a callback. Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, I know you're doing callbacks because one of all y'all sent me I'm touching my dolphin while once in a while you look up at the camera and I like it. Happy for the screenshot. Shoot video of this live stream so that way you don't get busted by me and Zuck watching to see who's watching on InstaFace, on Face Insta. Ditto YouTube. Actually, I don't even care about you guys because you guys aren't interacting. One thing that you remember. What's a callback? What's an expansion on a prior, you guys? Springboard 65. Because that takes us right back into SCSG, which is EUTWM PPM. M. 2 M's at the end. Do you see how I'm weaving together money like I'm printing money? But you're not allowed to print money. And so what are we going to do? We're going to have to business model up money, which is hashtag CS183 EUBM as we go into topic number 66. 66. Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club. How impressed are you at the honorary Kappa Alpha Theta? Coincidentally, this is my mother's last name, maiden name, Cow, Aranda Cow Chang, and PhD Yale. I know, flog your dolphin to that baby juice having free education at Stanford, guaranteed, or your $285,000 back in jizz that you're buying from me because you're paying for the hotel room and you're signing a purchase order for jizz. How awesome is that consent? You only have to pay for it if the jizz that you germinate and harvest into a baby that plays 2 sports at Stanford pro, not just getting into Stanford and playing 2 sports, having 2 pro athlete contracts or 2 Olympic gold medals, whichever comes later, because you're screwed if the baby is an Olympic swimmer, which is easy to win. Look at these paws. That's 2 Olympic gold medals for swimming. Caroline Rodriguez, U.S. Olympic Committee, athlete whisperer. Like, if you buy that jizz and then the kid wins 2 gold medals, now you're screwed, because you're actually going to have to pay me that $295,000 with the $10K bonus kicker. But I want to delay you paying me by kicking the can down the road, which is us winning at this comedic content by winning at 2 pro contracts with money after Stanford University. So therefore, you can be comfortable in a written agreement to buy Larry Chiang baby juice to germinate, inseminate, procreate, potentially. But you're lobbing in that screen pass, which is going to seem like it's a Hail Mary, but it's actually not even a screen pass. It's like an oral argument, which perfectly brings us to 67 while finishing 65 snowball oral. In one sentence, all these things together. In fact, I won't even need a sentence. I just need one hashtag. Hashtag LABCS1459 MicroStrategy, issuing 0 coupon bonds with no recourse. Answering Stanford Corporeal Startup Governance, SCSG, front-running Arthur C. Rock annual meeting, which will finally be adopted in the year 48th annual. This 2025 will be the 33rd annual. That's okay that we're a little bit ahead. This way we can make money while other people stay poor. Is this how the world is wired? Yeah. Are you a non-player character? Used to be. Can this help you win while temporarily baking your brain? Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club is lockstep, because all of this is how a VC would do stand-up comedy. Self-fund, self-fund. Hashtag self-fund, self-fund. So the first word is hashtag sell, fund, self-fund. Self-fund, self-fund. And do you see how you're going to need to play with that? Because this is the first time you've actually cared about writing a hashtag down, because I buried, what did I bury under self-fund, self-fund? Selling fun, self-venture funding. Self-fund, self-fund. Are you interested in Easter eggs? Jesus died so that way the Easter Bunny can be the new mascot for Christ. A Jewish dude dying bloody while getting stuck in a rib, okay, with a Roman spear, that's not going to sell you on a holiday. But the fluffy Easter Bunny who is laying Easter eggs like a Gatling gun, shooting these Easter eggs at you. Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, you know all about the dwindling number of eggs and how you've got to make decisions while you're younger than 23 and older than 22. Otherwise, there's a cliff. We don't want to get to that cliff, because then you're going to be at the epiphany phase going, oh my God, I didn't read Larry Chiang's Harvard thesis, The Fifth Epiphany. You don't want to do that. This is what you want to do. We want to matriculate and ship one little thing for some single digit number of $100. Just do something small. The Miami pin is me being neighbors with Tom Brady at 1435 Brickell Avenue. Because if you're Tom Brady and you stay at the Four Seasons using your full name, you want people to send shit to your room and call your room, right? You're the one who said your phone number, 415-612-1737. You said it, not me. You said it on ESPN. This is connection. This is execution. This is speed. This is oxymoronic. This is funny, yet this is totally serious. This is Augie Garrido recruiting both Tom Brady and Larry Chiang. Who's Augie Garrido? The nature of this comedic stand-up, which is how hilarious would it be if Larry Chiang knew engineering 145 so well that he delivered it as a Texan who is from California, which is Augie Garrido is Mr. Texas baseball. That's just who he is. What did I do to gain notoriety in a comedic keynote at Fullerton and at Jackie Robinson Stadium? How did I attract attention and book comedic gigs? I did a 5-hour keynote at Jackie Robinson Stadium, which is point number 42 inside of the top 10 things that comedians need to have as far as business skills. Top 10 business skills comedians need to have in order to be working comedians. Tip number 42, perform not a 5-hour keynote, because then you'd be the third institution of Silicon Valley. No, initially do a 10-minute keynote at Jackie Robinson Stadium. Why Jackie Robinson Stadium? Because no one's ever done comedy there before. People at award shows, there used to not be comedy in award shows. Now the whole award show is comedy, is the only time that people watch. Number 70. We are going to, dare I say, revisit point number 27, and we're going to try to make 6.15 Bitcoin by selling jokes. When we tell jokes, we kind of get paid, but that's not productizing ourselves. That's not what Naval Ravikant would mentor you to do. Naval's not going to come keynote comedians unless you pay him 6 figures. You're going to have to get the compressed version of it, which is productize yourself. You're going to need to write jokes for other people. Am I trying to get you to write my jokes for me? No. Why would I have a person who's written 0 compared to me having written this much? No. You're actually not even going to write any jokes because that intimidates you and you don't do Julia Cameron the artist way. Maybe you are, and this isn't rubbing you correctly because you can't handle a heckler. Oh, I'm not heckling you. I'm tickling you to no longer be a non-player character. Oh, but I'm special. I went to UT. I'm going to change the world. Guess what? CDC relies on Randy's University of Tennessee friend for having started University of Texas Entrepreneur Week, which got canceled, just like the fire trucks rolling in from Oregon. Go Ducks! And Oregon State, go Beaver, go Beaver, go, go, go Beaver. I just wrote the new fight song for Oregon State University, which my buddy coaches there, and he has fire trucks going from Oregon down to California that are currently getting canceled. What is going on with all this LGBT in leadership? And why did I get a role at a baseball team? Am I against DEI hiring? No, I am not against it. I actually do have a snowball's chance in hell. Why? Because I'm not going to recruit more old, slow, non-5-tool players. I'm not. That's not what I'm going to do as a DEI hire in the middle infield. And when I say middle infield, I don't mean middle infield, the shitty side of second base. I mean the middle of the awesome side, which is shortstop, the money position.